Hey guys, welcome back to Logan's Weather Channel, and today we're just going to be covering some severe weather chances for today, tomorrow, and after tomorrow, which is Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So you can see here a marginal risk today for some severe weather in a good portion of the Upper Peninsula and a small portion of extreme western of the extreme western Lower Peninsula on the bottom half of the Lower Peninsula. And that's mostly wind for the Lower Peninsula and then hail for the Upper Peninsula. Those are both 5% chances, which means that there's a 5% chance of a damaging wind gust of 50 knots or higher, which is around 58 miles per hour, which also is the severe limit. So if a gust reaches 58 miles per hour for, I believe, a few seconds, I don't know, it is a severe storm, which means it should be severely warned. And then the hail is a probability of 1 inch in diameter or larger, that's a 5% risk, which is also the severe limit. So if it reaches that 1 inch in diameter, then it is severe. And then for tomorrow, a small little area, tomorrow is Friday, of extreme western Upper Peninsula, and then a small little island up there that is mostly just campers. That little island up there is also under the marginal risk, which has a 5% chance of wind, and then there's small chances of wind and small chances of hail as well. And then our day 3, which is Saturday, you can see a small area maybe of the Upper Peninsula and a slight risk for severe weather, and then most of it is under a marginal risk. And in all of these days, you can also see that the entire state is under a general thunderstorm risk. And we're going to get into that a little later in the video, as we've already got some chances for possibly severe weather happening in those general thunderstorm areas, because you can never rule out a possible strong or severe weather event in even just a general thunderstorm risk. All right, now checking the HRRR model, we'll see here a few small storms possibly up in the UP around, around 12. And then here you can see northern Lower Peninsula around 4 o'clock has a few cells, and then you can see this one little cell in Lapeer County, partially in Tuscola County, at around 5 that fires off, and then it turns into a big old cell right there, possibly a big supercell. Like, that looks like a monster supercell right there, at least for the state of Michigan. And you can see around this time as well, there are some cells popping up in Montmorency County as well, and the surrounding counties up there. And then around 7 o'clock, you can see that one cell that was in Genesee County is still there, or Lapeer County, is still there. And then another little cell above it, or just north of it, and then those cells that were up there in Montmorency County are still going, just moving off the coast. It looks like, now, and then that cell down there dies as well. And it's just looking like a few other little stray cells throughout most of the Lower Peninsula, and a few in the Upper Peninsula as well. And any of these could be severe. If they turn severe, I'll make sure to post it on my YouTube channel, so stay tuned for that. And this image here is already into tomorrow at around 4 a.m. So this is around midnight, 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m., and then 4 a.m. And some of these storms are looking like they could be some lightning shows. As you can see, the lightning flash density is actually really high in a lot of these cells, as they are smaller cells too. So it's surprising to see a lot of those, which means that these could definitely turn into some isolated big supercells, as they kind of did look in the composite reflectivity there. So these could definitely be some light shows. So watch out for frequent lightning and a few of these storms. And as we look at our CAPE here, already in the Upper Peninsula right now, their CAPE value is almost up to 2,000, which is plenty enough for severe weather. So definitely be watching out up there for any pop-up cell that turned into a severe storm. And also, as we go throughout the day, there's even more CAPE up there. Some pockets around 2,000 and higher, even up in the upper peninsula. And then around when the storm fires down in the lower peninsula, there's a good bit of CAPE, around 1,500 joules per kilogram, which is plenty enough for severe weather as well. And that storm eats up the CAPE down there, and the CAPE sticks around up in the upper peninsula. As we saw, there were some cells that continued to fire later up in the morning. And for any of you that didn't know, CAPE is pretty much thunderstorm fuel. It stands for Convective Available Potential Energy, which, like I said, is really just thunderstorm fuel. And here on our shear model, it's actually showing a few little pockets here that form, and they're almost up into the 50s in some areas, but mid 30s is about what you need for even for strong tornadoes. So that's it's pretty good there. I think it's actually for 0 to 6, or for surface to 6 kilometers. It's 50 some. So that's still good amounts there for tornadoes. So be watching out for tornadoes, but I think most of it's just going to be wind. Possible tornadoes, maybe, if these organize into good supercells. Probably hail and wind are going to be the main threat. So this is the supercell composite, surface-based supercell composite, which is pretty much a bunch of different things put together that shows the chances or amount of chance, I guess, for a supercell. So not really a whole bunch of supercell composite. You can see up in the upper peninsula there's a good bit. And also around the time that storm fires in the in Lapeer County, there's a good little pocket there for it. So I'm thinking that some of these storms might be some small supercells, which is going to be wind and hail threats, like I said, and maybe tornadoes if they get really organized and mature. And what all of that pretty much means is that we have a good chance of some of these pop-up cells to turn severe, and it's just looking like it's going to be a wind and hail possible threat, although the Storm Prediction Center doesn't put us under that for most of the state. It's looking like if any of these cells turn into anything, that's what it's going to be. So thank you guys for watching this video. Make sure you stay tuned to my channel, as if any of these storms do turn severe, I will definitely be posting on them, and maybe even make a video on them. So make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoy this content. Drop a comment as well if you would like to know anything. I will make a full video on something that you would like to know. So that's it for today's video. Yeah, make sure to stay tuned. I might be posting some new videos on any of those severe weather threats if they get upgraded. See you next time.